Are you tired all the time? Walking around feeling drained makes it so hard to get anything done. I want you to listen to this episode to learn how to go from exhausted to energetic. By the end of this episode, you're going to know how to naturally have more energy so you can thrive and get more done without feeling tired all the time. Whenever I find myself feeling exhausted every day, I try to check in with these things that I'm going to share with you today. And most of the time, I feel like I'm off with these things and I've fallen off track when I don't feel energetic. As soon as I start implementing these things into my lifestyle again, I feel more energetic, I feel revitalized. So the more you can make these things a part of your lifestyle, the more effective they're going to really be. And I want to let you know that this episode is brought to you by modAmbition, and we're launching our planner for busy women on May 30th. If you're watching on YouTube, here is a quick shot of the planner. It is gray with vegan leather on the spine and the binding. It comes with this unique pen box with 5-point pens, as well as these aesthetic vibe looking sticky notes. It has transparent dashboards. It's a really beautiful planner, but the most exciting thing about it is it's a goal planner, and it has pages for quarterly planning, monthly planning, weekly planning, and daily planning, so you don't have to leave anything on the table. I'm really excited about it. This goal planner is infused with a goal getting workbook at the beginning to help grown women manifest big goals, okay? Along with thorough planning pages that will guide you to productively and joyfully achieve all of those dreams and goals that you're setting up in the planner. So please visit signup.modambition.com if you don't want to miss out. I put my heart into designing a luxury planner to help ambitious women really have it all without the overwhelm. And I'm certain you're going to love it. So again, check it out at signup.modambition.com. Okay, so back to today's topic. Feeling tired all the time can make you feel like you're going through life with a ball and chain really weighing you down. You feel sluggish. You find yourself almost dragging yourself from task to task. So when you find ways to feel more energy, it can really feel like you're being set free. You have the energy to get things done. Your mood is better, and life just feels a little bit brighter. I think my worst experience with fatigue was becoming a mom. The lack of sleep, breastfeeding, and the round-the-clock caring for a newborn took me out, okay? In that extreme season of tiredness, I realized how much exhaustion can affect your life. It's a lot. And the worst part is it makes you feel like you aren't a complete person. You aren't your complete self. So for me, this is such an important topic because I know that having more energy is a powerful way to feel more alive and feel more full of light. It's also important to mention that feeling tired all the time can actually be an indicator of a serious health problem. A recent article on Oprah.com referenced 4 commonly overlooked reasons for fatigue for women that I think are really important to consider before we jump into some of the more general information. So those conditions that may cause fatigue are hypothyroidism, heart problems, anemia like iron deficiency, and liver problems. So always consult with your doctor and make sure you're taking really good care of yourself with medical care if you have access to health care. Especially when it comes to feeling fatigue, start with a good checkup. That's definitely what I advise. And now that we've gotten that out of the way, because I wanted to make sure to say that, we can jump into some of the tips I have that are more general. So let's start by talking about what to avoid. The first thing I want to talk to you about avoiding is excess caffeine. I know as a busy woman, you might actually have an addiction to caffeine, feel like you need it to survive, but too much can actually work against us, especially if you are drinking it after 12 p.m. because then it will affect your sleep. So you want to make sure you're not having too much caffeine unless you're my husband, JV, who can drink caffeine all day and not feel affected. Most of us mortals are going to be affected by that excess caffeine. Another thing you want to avoid are simple sugars, okay? As Anna Delvey would say, so basic. You don't want to have those simple sugars in your diet because essentially they those are the bad ones, and theirs are going to make you feel really sluggish and fatigued once you burn out on them. So those like processed foods have a lot of simple sugars, things like that. So this one, I want to say sorry to the Texans, but you do also want to avoid heavy meals. I know in Texas we have really big plates and make really big meals, but those heavy meals, especially during the workday, are going to make you feel weighed down and make you want to actually take a nap if you've ever had a really heavy meal. So try to avoid those during the week, especially during the workday, and save them maybe for later times when you're, more in relaxed mode or you're not really concerned about energy levels. Obviously, I want to mention as a psychologist, you want to avoid stress and any sort of emotional distress, excess. You want to make sure that you're processing that, getting help from mental health professionals, because stress and things like anxiety and depression, those things are going to, one of the side effects of all of those things is going to be feeling tired, feeling fatigued, especially things like depression. Anxiety is really mentally draining, which then makes your body feel tired with the constant worry. So try to avoid stress as much as you can and see a professional if you need to get help with that, because that could be a reason that you're feeling tired all the time too. And lastly, when it comes to what to avoid, I want to talk about your personal exhaustion triggers. What's draining you? And you may be thinking, it's my kids, Tiffany. I can't avoid my kids, right? And let's just say I'm right there with you, but you can find ways to decrease the energetic load of parenting, like getting help or support when you notice those kinds of triggers for yourself. Or you could increase the things that make you feel energized when you're not in parent mode. So knowing what are your exhaustion triggers and sort of avoiding those things or planning for those things ahead of time, it's going to help you have more energy. Now let's talk about what to get more of. I'm going to list some things off to get more of, and then later we'll talk about how to practically get more of these things into your life and into your diet. So first, I want you to get complex carbs. You want to get whole grains and starchy vegetables. You also want to get healthy fats and proteins. So think avocados, nuts, and olive oils. And here are the nutrients to look for on, like, when you're looking at your nutritional facts of your food. These are going to be really energy nutrients that are going to help you. So look for magnesium, potassium, B12, vitamins A, C, D, and E. You also want to look for things like iron and zinc. You also want to add water. You want to stay hydrated. It's really a full-time job to make sure you're getting enough water. You want to be drinking throughout the day, as I say, and that is going to help you have more energy. A lot of people don't realize that they're actually dehydrated. They're walking around dehydrated, which can make you feel so exhausted. So if you're noticing signs like you're feeling thirsty a lot of the times, or your lips are chapped a lot of the times, or you have really dry skin, those could be some indications that you're not getting enough water, and that alone could help you just feel more energetic is having enough water throughout the day. And then lastly, when it comes to things you want to make sure you want to make sure you're getting high quality sleep. So not just oversleeping or getting what you think is enough sleep, but making sure it's good sleep, that makes you feel refreshed. So if you're having problems falling asleep or staying asleep, addressing those types of things are going to help you feel more energized, because sleep is kind of the foundation of the way that we refresh and reset our energy level. So if you're not getting good sleep, that's going to be something that's going to hinder you. So you can check out episode 10. It's my sleep episode that I did here on modAmbition, that if you are struggling with sleep, there's also a freebie in that episode that is going to help you get back on track with getting better sleep as well. And a little bonus that I want to add as far as things to make sure you're getting into your lifestyle so you can have more energy is take refreshing walks throughout the day. Take breaks from the work that you're doing. A lot of people avoid taking breaks. They maybe know it's a good thing, but they don't actually get themselves up. I was going to say get their butts up, but in the fear of sounding like Kim K, I don't want you to just get your butt up and work. I want you to get your butt up and take a break, really. So that is going to help you feel more refreshed, more energized, more motivated when you do come back to work. Just having that little brain break. So taking a break from screens, including your phone, go outside, breathe some fresh air, refresh yourself, and you will be surprised on how much more energy you're going to actually have when you sit back down to work. Now let's use the modAmbition pillars to figure out how we're going to get these things that I just rattled off to you into your daily life. And just so you know, I am also going to put everything I listed in case it was just too much information to hear on a podcast. That will also be in the show notes if you want to reference it later. And now I'm also going to talk about how you can use the modAmbition pillars. So just to remind you, that is plan, prepare, and execute. How can we use those things, planning and preparing and the tenets of executing, to get these things into our lives so we can have more energy in an easy way? The first thing I'm going to mention to you is take your vitamins. That is just a low-hanging fruit way to get some of these things into your life. So I always suggest taking a multivitamin if you clear it with your doctor. That's just a good bang for your buck to make sure that you're not nutrient deficient. Our energy comes from the nutrients that we put into our body. So if you are walking around deficient, you are playing against yourself. It could be your own self. So you want to make sure that you are doing everything you can to get the nutrients, especially since it's so hard to get all of our nutrients that we need to feel energized just from our food, at least unless you eat impeccably, which sometimes can be difficult, but I'm going to share some other tips. So the first thing is a multivitamin, and then some other vitamins you may want to consider if it's not in your multivitamin are DHA, CoQ10Q, vitamin D, folate, B12, iron, zinc, and tyrosine, and vitamin E, but that should be in most multivitamins. Another way that I use supplements to get the energy that I need is the Calm supplement. So that's one that you actually drink. I love to have it as a part of my 19 routine. A lot of people are deficient in magnesium, and it gives you that magnesium that you need in a drink form. I use it with hot water and lemon, so it's kind of like having a little hot tea at the end of the night. Sometimes I do even add chamomile tea to it. So that's something that you might like and you might find helpful. They also have the gummy versions, and gummies just in general are something that you may like to try when it comes to vitamins. If you struggle with not taking your vitamins because you hate swallowing, try a gummy, might work for you. So that could be a good way for you too as well. Another way that I make sure that I get some of these nutrients into my daily life are smoothies. And so a while I had fell off with my smoothies, probably at the time I needed them most, that time I was telling you guys about after becoming a mom of 2 or mom of 1, both times. I fell off of doing my smoothies because I, wasn't prioritizing them, I guess. Also just trying to take care of a child and a baby. But I am back on it now. I say all that to say I'm back on it now, and I really noticed the difference in these last 6 months or so that I've really been doing it every day. I actually have it here. Here's my one for today if you're watching on YouTube. And it helps. It really helps. So my current smoothie recipe, because I change it a lot, is bananas for that potassium and that magnesium, Orgain protein powder for the protein and the iron, frozen berries. I like it for the consistency, but I also get my vitamin K, my fiber, and antioxidants. And then almond milk. Almonds are packed with B vitamins, which help your mood and help you convert food into energy. So that's really helpful. That's my current recipe. I'm loving it. Tastes good, and it's packed with good things. And it kind of helps tide me over till lunch, right? So I'm not feeling as hungry in that morning time. Next, girl, you're going to want to stay, or guy, if you're listening, stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. So I mentioned you want to make sure that you're getting your water, because when we're dehydrated, we don't realize how exhausted that makes us feel. So my hydration hacks that I want to share with you to help you get in your water are: use a cute thermos cup. I don't know what it is about when things look good, we're more enticed to use them. So get you a cute cup that you're excited to use and drink out of. That can help. Also, cups with straws. If you struggle with gulping down water, you can get you a little thermos or a tall cup from Starbucks that has those reusable straws. You could try infused waters. You could try putting some lemon or some other kind of fruits into your water, so it's not just a bland taste. If that's one of the reasons why you don't get enough water, Teas are a great way to get your water in. I love drinking teas throughout the day. And if you want to habit stack, make sure to get some more water before you have that cup of coffee in the morning. Just task yourself to drink a full glass of water before you allow yourself to have a coffee. You will make sure you get that water in because you're going to want that coffee, and that's a good way to get more water in too. You could also use coconut water in your smoothie. Coconut water has a lot of electrolytes, so you actually feel more hydrated. So that's a great way as well. Salads and bowls. These are a great way I call salads actually cheat meals, because even though they're great for you, they're a little bit of a cheat because you can get in a lot of different nutrients when you use them. So for energy in your salads, you can include things like beans, avocado, quinoa, lentils, nuts, seeds, and healthy oils. Another thing you can do is energy snacks. So if you like to have a little afternoon snack, oatmeal bars and almond trail mix could be a good option for you, especially towards the end of the workday if you need a little boost to get to the end of the day. So try oatmeal bars or almond trail mix. And then, like I said before, use those breaks that you have to take walks, take a screen break, refresh yourself with deep breathing, incorporate that into your workflow, taking breaks. I always talk about the Pomodoro method. You can use whatever method you want, but just make sure that you're getting those breaks in. So this is a lot of information, right? You're probably left thinking, how do I do all these things? Where do I start? This sounds like, could be a drastic change for you, especially if you don't typically eat this type of way or you don't take a vitamin. So I wanted to kind of end with how you can get started if you need to make a change when it comes to having more energy. Here's what I suggest to get started on your path to more energy. Come up with a plan using these tips and write that plan down. Then start small and prioritize what you need the most. So enjoy taking care of yourself in this way. And basically all you're going to do is prioritize what it is that you need the most when it comes to having more energy. Maybe you're just really dehydrated and you want to start there. And then start small. This is going to help you execute. So you're going to plan it, you're going to write it down, you're going to prioritize, and then you're going to execute by starting small. And if you want further study on how our nutrients and our lifestyles affect how we feel energetically, but also in our mood, I really suggest any further study. Check out Dr. Gundry or Dr. Amen. They're both on Instagram if you want to get started with them. Their books are also fantastic, just about feeling vital, living a vital life, longevity, those types of things. They're really the experts if you want some more information in that area. As a reminder, the modAmbition Planner is launching soon. I know it will help you be more productive and accomplish your goals, so please check it out at signup.modambition.com. I know you guys are going to love it. I've been working really hard on it, so go check that out. I would love to end this episode by offering an intention for you this week. May you feel energized as you set out to get everything you deserve, and I mean everything. Until next time. Bye-bye. But you're giving me